Hey kids, you're about to listen to a comedy podcast. That means that none of this is medical advice. If you need medical advice or medical care, please contact your doctor.
Welcome to the Jock podcast featuring Dr. London Smith. From everyone here at the JDP, we'd like to wish you a happy Sinkhole de Mayo. May all your sinkholes be filled to the brim with mayonnaise.
Yes.
Introducing your host, Dr. London Sinkhole.
Hello, and welcome to the Jock podcast, where we discuss fitness and health and how to incorporate our modern understanding of science and medicine into our daily lives, but without it being so boring. I'm your host, Dr. London
Sinkhole.com.
I'd like to begin by apologizing to our listeners. We've received some feedback about the excessive amount of technical medical terms that I've been using, such as seminiferous tubule dysgenesis and Cinco de Mayo. So I will try to temper my terminology to a simpler one in the future. Here to help with that is our producer, Cameron.
Hey, Dr. London. I'm kind of, I'm surprised you're talking to me. Like everything's okay. We're just moving past it. That's cool with me. We're just doing the show.
So I'm not sure. Could you be a little specific on what I did wrong?
Sure.
Okay.
Yesterday morning, I woke up excited. Why was I excited, Dr. London? Do you want to know why?
Yes.
I looked out my window. The sun was shining. The dogs were barking and the cats meowing. Do you want to know why, Dr. London?
Yes.
Do you want to know why I was so excited on this morning?
Okay. Because it's
so then I went down
sunny day
to my car and I got in my car and I said, Cameron, this is going to be a great day. You want to know why, Dr. London?
I feel like you're really leading up to it's going to be good.
And then I drove to the studio, but I had to stop at a stoplight first, Dr. London. So I stopped at a stoplight and I waited. I saw a man on the side of the street and I waved at him. Then I kept going and had to stop at another stoplight. I noticed that the Taco Bell sign was out where it just says taco. Then I kept going and I got to the studio. You want to know why, Dr. London?
So, are all the parts of the story that you've told so far, are those going to be helpful for this?
Because yesterday was Producer Appreciation Day.
Oh.
And there was no gift in my bed. There was no gift in my car. There was no gift on my front doorstep. There was no gift. I thought maybe the guy on the side of the road was going to have something. Maybe you would hired him in some capacity. He didn't do anything. And then I get to the studio, and what do I have to do? I have to pay money just to park my car.
Yeah, and that the toll booth that we installed, I guess, is counterproductive in that sense. Look, I know you got onto me last year, and you said, last year you said, next year you better not blow it on this holiday.
Yeah.
And because for other holidays, I do leave gifts in people's beds. I do leave gifts in people's cars. I do hire strangers to surprise the recipient.
Okay, well, but last year you just gave me bandages.
Yeah, well, and that's in part because you were bleeding. I feel like, so that was on the producer appreciation, because the next day, here's how I remember it. You were bleeding.
Okay.
I gave you bandages.
Yep.
The next day, you were so angry that I didn't get you a producer-related gift for Producer Appreciation Day.
Yeah, you
and
just
you told
got
me
me
next year.
I understand that bandages, you always say bandages are the best thing a person can own because of how versatile they are. And I understand that. But surely I can just get my own bandages.
At the time you were you were bleeding, so it just seemed like the thing. But now
I'm in charge of that.
I admittedly
I'm in charge of my own body.
So this year, I admit I totally blanked on it. And you've been on to me. You've had signs posted, and it just this week turned out to be busy. That I've got a lot of Cinco de Mayo plans, and it's really been kind of occupying my mind. So I apologize. That is on me. You're right.
Oh, you're gonna go out and get plastered with the other celebrity doctors?
I'm not just
even Dr. Oz doing tequila shots and off of each other's belly buttons.
Yeah, Dr. Ken, me, we all kind of hang out. Zach Braff, he'll stop by.
Yeah.
Hugh Laurie, anyone who's had associations.
So just like anyone who's played a doctor, and Neil Patrick Harris is in there.
Yeah. So it's we get a group together every Cinco de Mayo, and that's a tradition. I don't see.
And you're gonna go get hammered. What does that have to do with anything?
I'm just saying that.
Where is my gift?
That's been on my mind.
This is so much talking.
You're right.
There's no action. Here, you know what? You can give me something. You can give me a gift right now in this podcast by telling me your deepest, darkest secret. And we can cut it out. DJ Dylan, we can cut this out.
Nope.
If you're not brave enough to share it on the show.
No, I don't see how I can. It won't be my. Okay, so one time on a fateful Cinco de Mayo,
Oh, wow. How convenient.
Yeah. Well, it's just we used to have more doctor celebrities, and there was. I'll just try to keep it short here. There was a pact made after one of them met with an untimely end, and we've been haunted since with all these warnings written on walls and stuff saying, like, we know what you did and all.
Right. That's crazy that your deepest, darkest secret involved the exact same subject that you were talking about before, so you didn't have to think of a new one.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's not good, and it's kind of one of these reasons why we have these gatherings.
That's spooky. That's as spooky as your ghost.
It's uncanny, almost.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's our producer, Cameron. Also with us is Digital in the house.
I keep having the wildest dream about you and me. It's about me and you. Yeah, we're sitting on the beach. We're about to go swimming. We're going for a swim. It's a beautiful sunny day. I look at you. You look at me. And say, I could be your underwater baby. You're aquatic lady. Baby, won't you save me? I could be your underwater baby. You're aquatic lady. I am not just waiting. I need your help. I need you to signal the lifeguard. I need your help. I need your help. I need your help, baby. I need your help. I need your help. I'm not just waving to say hello. I'm signaling the lifeguard. And then I wake up.
And later, Cameron tells us that we can expect some special guests.
That's right, Dr. London.
Yeah, so...
Dr. London. Is that your name? I feel this is one of those things where I think we say it so often that it's starting to sound like fucked up.
Yeah.
London. London.
It's...
London.
Yeah,
London. London.
Yeah, it sounds weird to me, too. I've heard it a lot. But people... You know, it's not like, I don't know, sometimes...
How do you say it?
Lermden.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. All right, That's right, Dr. Lermden.
Yeah. All right, so before we move on, I would like to address a bit of listener feedback. I found this note spray painted on the back wall of the hospital when I left today. The note reads, quote, "She stole Midge's Tupperware 25 years ago. We haven't talked to her since," end quote. So first of all, I would like to thank this listener for their insightful question here on the Jock Talk podcast. To answer your question, and so I guess you're complaining about someone stealing your Tupperware, and I guess it's a hospital worker.
Didn't we have listener feedback where it was someone stealing someone's Tupperware before, or maybe like a dish?
What I'm thinking is that...
Is this possibly sort of a revenge kidnapping?
Okay, I thought it was going to be a recurring problem, but you're thinking someone stole the other person's Tupperware, like, in...
I think maybe Midge was the victim the first time, and then now, sort of out of retaliation, is stealing the Tupperware.
You know, it's frustrating. It's one of these things where I've never dealt with this issue so much, but it seems to be really, you know...
prevalent in our
in the
fan
graffiti
base.
artist community, and in our fan base.
Yeah. So what are we gonna do about this? So I guess the idea is like we're gonna get rid of Midge. Is that what this person's wanting?
Well, it just says they haven't talked to her for 25 years because of the Tupperware situation. I think, I kind of want to be. I don't want to get rid of people. To me, that's unethical. So
I still think she should call Midge up and officially sever ties. Because to me, just because I haven't talked to someone in 25 years doesn't necessarily mean that like I'm intentionally not talking to them.
that's true. I've been ghosted.
You know
and
what
had
I mean?
No idea
Like,
that it was happening. Yeah.
there's people I haven't talked to in, let's say, 15 years, but I'm not necessarily vindictively trying to ignore them. So I feel like you need to call and make that clear, because for all we know, Midge is living in her ignorance.
And this is a valuable lesson from Cameron's corner, I guess, that if you can never just let something stand. You can never just let words, go by. You have to.
Don't let water stand. Don't let words stand.
You have to call them up or track them down and let them know that you have a problem. And then you can just
say, do you remember me? You probably don't, because it was 25 years ago. You stole my Tupperware. I hate you, and I'm never going to let you meet my children. And then you sever that tie. Only then can you truly say you've been broken up with that person. You know?
Yeah, so that's Cameron's relationship advice. And that's the segment we've been working on. I don't know if this is the right time or place, but it's good to have a kind of an attempt at it. So
it's good for me to have an outlet finally.
Yeah. So to this listener, thank you for listening. Now for today's medical topic, hepatocellular adenoma. Hepatocellular adenoma is a benign liver tumor, most often seen in young women around 15 to 40 years of age. Risk factors include oral contraceptive use, female sex, and anabolic steroid use. Patients may be asymptomatic. Hepatocellular adenoma may be discovered incidentally on abdominal imaging studies. That being said, the right upper abdominal quadrant pain or fullness may also be present. But like I said, it's one of those things that can just turn up on imaging. Malignant potential.
And I think it's important to remember this because people haven't been taking it seriously. Just because it's asymptomatic doesn't mean that it's not contagious.
Yes, that's true. I don't think that applies so much to hepatocellular adenoma as it does to.
I know what you're saying. Everyone is always talking about it, and everyone knows all this stuff. But I do think it's important to sort of stress, because there's been a lot of confusion over what is and is not correct in medicine. So I think it's important to say, like,
to make it a point,
you can be asymptomatic, and so that's why the 2 weeks is so important.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's more true for, contagious viral illnesses, that kind of thing. But in any case, so
fine.
In hepatocellular adenoma, malignant potential is very low at less than 1%. However, even though it's a benign tumor, the adenoma may rupture, leading to hemoperitoneum and hemorrhage. So it'll just literally burst open and fill the, abdominal cavity with blood. Diagnosis is made by CT scan, ultrasound, or hepatic arteriography, which is the most accurate, but it's also the most invasive. Treatment is to discontinue oral contraceptives and surgically resect tumors greater than 5 centimeters that do not regress after stopping those oral contraceptives. If you do not resect these,
I think there's definitely a lot. Isn't there a whole thing about like you stay 6 feet away from people, you wash your hands for 20 seconds?
Yeah, that's one sort of it's not really treatment, actually. That'd be more what we call prophylactic. That's preventative actions. So that's
just over the counter?
The staying 6 feet away from people, that's over the counter, yeah.
Okay.
And washing your hands, that's also over the counter.
Okay.
Do you want me to think? Let's see. Generally staying isolated, not gathering in large groups, that's also over the counter.
And this will prevent you from getting like liver disease?
I don't know that is I haven't seen studies on maintaining distance.
So the science hasn't caught up to your theories yet.
With regard to
Interesting.
hepatocellular adenoma, I don't know that there's any correlation or lack of correlation, because once again, I don't know that there have been studies done on it between maintaining 6 feet distance apart and getting developing hepatocellular adenoma.
And that's why it's so important that we bring these up and you bring these theories to the medical community.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of you, Dr. London.
Thank you. Yeah, it's we want to keep everyone informed and healthy and learning. So I will say for these tumors, if you do not resect these larger tumors, I do want to reiterate, they can rupture. So it is one of those things where just because it's benign, it's not cancer, you do still want to deal with it if it enlarges. Yeah. I think that's it. Do you have any more questions about what's over the counter?
No. I do want to apologize. I pronounced your name wrong earlier, Dr. Lerndon.
Okay, thank you. Oh, sorry, Lermden.
Yeah.
That's an M
Lermden.
sound.
Lermden.
Yeah.
Lermden.
Yeah.
Learned on.
Yeah.
Lermden. Is the name Lermden sounding weird to you now? It's like you hear the word Lermden so much that it like loses all meaning after a while.
Yeah. No, it is sounding strange.
Lermden. It sounds weird. I don't know.
Yeah. That might just be, I mean, for our listeners, feel free, we get all this listener feedback all the time, obviously. But if you want to let us know if Dr. Lermden is starting to sound weird to you, you can let us know through graffiti on your local building or hospital.
And maybe we can get some alts for your name.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Like, have you settled on Lermden? Like, you could be a Fisher. You could be like a Daniel.
What my mom told me whenever I got onto
be like
those dating apps, she said, "Do not settle." So
what?
You said, "Have you settled on a name?" And I said, my mother told me, "Do not settle," and that's really just the advice that I try to follow.
Oh, yeah. I understand that. So we'll just stick with Dr. Lermden for now because that's where you've settled. Even though you promised your mother that you would never settle, you clearly have.
Okay.
That's what you're saying, right?
We can move on from there if that works.
Sure.
Okay. All right, Cameron, you said that we have some guests today. Is that right?
That's right, Dr. Lermden.
All right. Well, hello there. My name is Dr. LondonSmith.com, and this is my producer, Cameron. What were your names?
I'm Agent Karen
Hey,
Gold,
brothers.
and this is my client who doesn't wait for me to speak. Go ahead, client. You can talk.
Sorry. Hey, brothers. My name is Malibu Hogan, Dr. Longdong. It's nice to meet you. Producer Macaroon. Really great to meet you, sir.
Yeah, nice to meet you as well. You're not the Malibu Hogan, are you?
Oh, 6-time heavyweight champion, 2-time Galaxy champion in the world. Yeah,
Whoa.
that's
Be
me.
careful with the galaxy
Wow.
stuff. Be careful.
If I may ask, Cameron, how did you get this guest?
Oh, I just put an ad on like sort of a spin-off website of Craigslist. It's not quite Craigslist. It's like I don't know. It gives you like a warning when you try to visit it.
It's called Legs List, and to be honest, I was really sitting there looking for some honeys to come on over to the house to try this new product I have.
Oh, you have a
Okay.
product to promote, huh? Wait, I want to know real quick what's the issue with the Galaxy stuff?
Yes.
Agent, you said your name, Agent Karen Gold, Esquire, is that correct?
Esquire, yes. Throw the Esquire at the end. It's very important. Well, last time he claimed himself to be the Galaxy World Champion, it created a bit of an issue, and there were other wrestlers that weren't so happy with him, which is why I'm here to make sure he doesn't say any ridiculous statements like that again.
Were these other wrestlers in non-Earth parts of the galaxy? Is that what we're getting at?
They actually were, yes. So you must have
Look,
heard this story.
I think their
I
product
didn't.
was a little illegal, okay? There's no way that those guys were out of this world. They were definitely from, like, Canada or something.
Okay, all right. Canada.
Oh,
Okay,
I
so-
see what you're getting at. You thought you heard someone's voice was like a tiny bit different, and you assumed they must come from like a completely different planet.
She says they were aliens, but I think they were just illegals.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have one little question. So, Agent Karen Gold Esquire are you an FBI agent? Is that, and you said this is your client?
No, I'm not an FBI agent. I'm his agent.
She's his talent rep.
What kind of ridiculous question is that? Yes, I'm his talent rep. I'm his PR. I'm his attorney. I'm his
You
everything.
thought she was like his spy?
Well, just people who use agent as a title, like there are agents, of course, whenever you're auditioning for things, whatever. But to call yourself agent as a title, part of your name, that's
okay.
That's
you're
atypical.
I kind of get that. You're saying like Cole Sprouse's casting agent.
So we're talking like Frankie Muniz and Agent Cody Banks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I assumed that this was
Like,
an Agent Cody Banks
Cole
situation.
Sprouse's
Okay, well,
casting
that's
agent probably
ridiculous.
doesn't
I'm his
introduce
agent.
themselves as like, "Hi, I'm Agent Jerry" or whatever.
Who runs this podcast? Do you have a manager here?
This podcast is actually decentralized. We run it on the blockchain, so no one runs it. And that's really the beauty, is that like everyone's internet connection is running it.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, you are running it, I guess would be one way to say it.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
men
that-
of the people. I like where this is going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we try to we try to bring ourselves to the level of the common man and woman, and however you identify.
The layman.
Yeah, the other gender.
I don't want to say that. I feel like that's rude.
It's a legal term. It's not rude. It's a legal term.
We have Malibu Hop Hogan on this show
yeah.
right now.
I'm so
And you
sorry to
said
have
you
gotten
were-
distracted.
You said you were here to promote some sort of a product.
Yeah, so, my time's really precious, my agent books me out far in advance, and sometimes she overbooks me. I've been thinking about getting a new agent, but we'll talk about that later. I've got this
I'm just
really
trying to
new
make
product.
you money. You need money.
It's like this cream and bodybuilding techniques, because as a wrestler, I really need to get big and swole, because how else am I supposed to be the Galaxy champion of the world? So I got this really good powder. It's a little sketchy, but I really just need a doctor to approve it so I can get out there and start making a little extra cash on the side,
Oh, okay. So this is one of those sort of supplement things where you just want a doctor's endorsement to give it legitimacy.
Yeah, it is legitimate, I promise. But yeah, I just need a doctor just to make it legitimate.
Because, before you submit it to the FDA, you have to get like 5 of your favorite doctors' signatures, their approval.
Well,
as a reference.
I couldn't get a hold of Dr. Seuss. I tried. Apparently he died a few years ago. Apparently he died a few years ago.
Yes.
So I was
it's been
just
a
kind of
bit.
going through the phone book and really trying to get somebody out there.
And I just want to say right now that whenever I refer to that past Cinco de Mayo when something happened and we had all the doctors together, and Dr. Seuss was barely a part of that group when we first started. He wasn't even he wasn't even he didn't even get a medical honorary doctorate. His was
And
a
then
different
that helps you feel like it wasn't your fault. Is that what you're trying to say?
he was barely a part of any of that, and none of us could be legally held responsible for anything that happened to him. But yes,
no one asked that. No one even questioned
Look,
it.
I'm just trying to get a product endorsed here. I don't really need the whole story.
Yeah, Dr. Lennon, why are you wasting these people's time? Let's get to the bottom of what we're here to talk about, which is this cream. What are the supposed effects of this cream?
So look, the effects are you take one and it really helps build your muscles back, right? Because as we're working out, we're lifting heavy weights, brothers. Listen to this, we're in the gym every single day. That's how we make our money. So your muscles sometimes hurt. Well, this makes it so your muscles don't hurt and they rebuild twice as fast. You heard that other stuff, creatine, that don't do nothing compared to this product, brothers.
I'm sorry, it's a cream, but you take it. You're describing it like you take it like a pill, or like a supplement.
I'm in the works. It started as a cream, but I'm trying to get it in powder form too. Look, I'm really just trying to get all inclusive, whatever is easiest for you at the gym.
Ooh, that's interesting.
And there's.
Do you have any cream pills on your person?
Oh, I think my agent. I gave you a couple pills, right? Not the ones that we got from around the street corner, but the ones I brought from the house.
Yeah, Miss
Yeah, they should be in the mail. I already mailed them to both of you. Make sure you try them as soon as you get them and give us feedback.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, I mean,
I've got
yeah,
it
we
here.
should have these, Dr. London.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
great.
It was this package that I didn't understand because the return address was
It might have been
marked
leaking.
out. Yeah, and so so I guess we'll put it in this bowl.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm just gonna
crush it right up, or just take it with water. Whichever works. I sometimes take it with a bang.
Some people prefer to snort it if you really want to get it in there quick.
I was just gonna take it raw.
That works too. Or if you really just grab a Monster Energy drink, I found that really gets me going as well right before the gym.
Yeah. So there are a lot of warning labels. Did you put these on here, or was this just part of packaging?
The only
Okay.
warning
Oh,
label
yes.
I really need is
That's
warning.
part of-
You're gonna get really buff.
Okay, this is why I'm here. All right, Hop Hogan, this is why I'm here. There's lots of warnings, and you take them as is. But you're going to get swole, and you're
Yeah.
going to get
You're
big,
real
and you're going to
swole.
be happy.
You see these pythons?
One of these warnings is like a skull and crossbones, but the skull is like a dog's skull. This isn't a dog product. I don't understand. So what is this warning about?
Well, some people have werewolf tendencies, but it's only been about 1% of our test subjects.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like Death
Oh,
Wish
so
coffee.
they
have like a skull and
But that
crossbones.
actually makes you stronger.
So I mean, I figured it was a
Would
cool
the-
label.
Does this negatively affect people who already have werewolf tendencies, or you're saying they give them those kind
Actually,
of tendencies?
people who already have werewolf tendencies, it can actually cure them. But people who don't have them, it can cause them.
It tames the beast.
Okay.
But again,
thus
it only
the-
happens when there's a full moon.
The transformation into a werewolf, yeah. Yeah, we know how werewolves work, I think.
Okay, I'm just making sure not everybody does.
Full
Yeah,
moon,
so-
I think silver bullet.
Yeah.
Is that a
Silver
thing?
bullet to the heart. Yep.
So, I mean, seems all above board to me, Dr. London. What are you thinking?
Yeah, well, so it's just the amount of label because so I was talking about the return address being kind of blocked out. It's because most of the package is warning labels. So I'm reading some of them.
Well, we got to cover our
It's
ass.
it says warning: do not ingest without clinical supervision. And it has a lot of choking hazards. Even though it is a cream, it's sort of a solid.
It has height requirements.
I mean, that's standard boilerplate. Don't read too much into it. It's standard boilerplate. It's the same thing you click when you get your cell
the
phone
height and weight
provider.
requirements.
But cigarettes have warning labels. Beer has warning labels. So, we just figured we'd cover all of our bases, and they're all totally good and healthy for you.
And they're just fine for you.
It says here extreme negative effects if you're below 5'7". I'm not below 5'7", but that is not similar to any phone contract I've ever had.
Then you're not reading your phone contracts. This feels
That
like
is
an
very true.
interrogation.
Okay, I take that back.
Okay.
Yeah, I concede that.
Okay.
So it has another label here that I guess it's not a warning so much. It says, part of the instructions, and the instructions are also extensive, but the instructions say, do not remove any rodents from packaging. So are rodents a part of it? Because I do see movement. Are rodents a part of the supplement, or are they just there to facilitate?
There's extra protein, right? You need protein to build muscles.
And have you seen the pizza rat from New York? That's where this whole idea came from. That little guy should not have been able to lift that big of a slice of pizza. So we did do research into rodents to try to get some of their toughness, and it's only in some of the cream pills.
Yeah, Ninja Turtles. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so that's a really interesting origin story. So whenever you saw Pizza Rat, you didn't think like, that's funny, cute. You thought that's a product, and I need that. I need to not just have it, but I need to sell it.
Oh, absolutely. Wrestling's not forever, brothers. Sometimes freak injuries happen. We really got to cover our bases. I'm trying to set myself up for the future. You know what I'm saying, brothers?
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess it's just surprising because I immediately think of, I don't know, like that one really muscular kangaroo. I think of that, and I think, oh, what's that guy taking? But for you,
Wait,
you
the
saw
one
a
from,
mouse
Winnie the
dragging a
Pooh?
pizza.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember
Kanga.
how jacked Rue is? Yeah.
Her name was Kanga. Rue was her little child.
Oh, no, that's what I was talking about, how jacked.
Oh, the baby.
yours
just
is always my
completely
favorite Winnie the Pooh
super
character.
buff baby, yeah. Just weirdly strong child.
Look, see,
I'm gonna have
it's
to agree.
because
He'd be
we're
even
trying to
stronger if he
get
had
the
cream
small
pills.
ones up to that level too. Even the smaller got to be real jacked. You know what I'm saying here?
Okay, so a lot of this is targeted towards kids too.
Absolutely, kids. You can never start too young pumping that iron. Okay, you see these freak athletes. There's these 13-year-olds that are about 6'7", 480 out there, and they're pumping iron every single day. So you cannot start too young.
We just want every kid to have a head start. No kid left behind.
Except the height requirement.
I also thought since
Well,
roller coasters have height requirements, I thought
Safety
everybody
first.
had to have height requirements. Is that not a thing?
exactly. We care about safety.
But yeah, it's less that it's more about the requirement being there at all that I think causes a lot of questions and concerns. But honestly, I'm over 5'7", so it doesn't bother
Yeah,
me.
it's-
It's not that big of a deal. I'm feeling for our shorter brethren.
Well, if you're short, you probably don't
Okay.
belong in the wrestling ring anyways. It's okay.
You can go to UFC.
Wow, shots fired.
I'm not here to shoot shots. I'm here to protect my client.
So I see the packaging came with, not just the instructions, not just the poorly contained cream liquid thing. It came with,
And poorly contained rat.
It wasn't that poorly contained. It should have been very well contained. It just tends to leak.
I guess, for it to have lasted for the whole shipping process.
Which that was another thing, is the rat was leaking. I thought that was bad.
Well, sometimes with it adds a little extra juice to it. Really, and when they do the mailing thing, things get a little too tough, a little hard, so it really keeps it soft. Isn't that why you put packaging peanuts in a package?
I don't know. I don't know if packing peanuts are the equivalent of a leaking rat. I'm not sure that the two are like 1-to-1 comparable. But I'm not a packing. I've never worked for like UPS or anything.
We're speaking
Not the
out
guy
of
you should be asking.
ignorance here.
Well, me
So
neither.
That's,
The only thing I'm really packing is 37-inch pythons. So
This is the first time we've heard complaints. Honestly, a lot of people get it, and if it's leaking rats, they're like, "Oh man, my package is here," and they get excited.
Okay.
So I'm really surprised you guys seem to be.
I'm sorry to
complaining
be
about this.
so critical. It's one of those things where, because you're asking for an endorsement, I want to be thorough and all of this. So, so as I was
And
saying,
that's what the warning labels are for.
so it came with a lot of things that, as the way you were talking about it is making more sense now, because, it does come with the sort of standardized measuring scooper thing, as well as just a spoon, just a like little teaspoon, as well as a syringe. And I'm just wondering, well, I guess I shouldn't wonder anymore. I can just read the instructions. So, so it says, "Do not inject," in big letters, but it also has a winky face next to it. So, is that...
Well, we like to,
yeah, isn't that what they do with the flu shots? They just tell you don't inject this yourself, but you can go to the doctors or a trained whatever, and they can inject it for you, right?
I guess that would explain the syringe that comes with it. Like the cap on the bottle is also doubles as a syringe. I thought that was cool.
Isn't it like, those commercials you see, they tell you, side effects may include, but at the end they're like, wink, try my product.
exactly.
Yeah, I guess...
Yeah, they're saying like if you want these things, like give it a shot.
No, I don't think that's the case at all.
Okay,
So it's saying like what is it saying though?
It's just saying that like, hey, you might get this, but you're also in for a good time. Wink.
And you're gonna get swole.
Oh.
well, that's...
And see, Dr. London, they've been able to explain their medical miracle product so much better than you've ever been able to explain any medicine on this entire show.
Ugh, ain't that the truth?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to...
Come on, Dr. Learning. I think we got a real case here.
Okay. Do you want to... I mean, we can go ahead and, I guess, sample it just to... I guess for... You said we can mix it or not, and either way is fine?
User's choice on this one. You can mix it.
Okay.
You can not mix it. Whatever you want to do, brother. Trust me, it's really safe.
Okay. So I guess, Cameron, I see...
I'm going to go ahead and mix it in my ramen
Yeah.
then.
And then you're just... Okay, and you're pouring the ramen into your eye? I guess, yeah, that is an avenue where you can do it.
Yeah, and a
hey,
fried egg.
Any
People
way it
don't
gets
know
into your
about it.
body, it doesn't matter.
People don't
Any
know about
orifice
this,
will
but
do.
you add a fried egg to your ramen and it makes it taste so good.
Ooh, Friday. Hey, you writing this down? I need recipes.
Yeah. I'm on it.
Okay, so I'm gonna just take the teaspoon method, and I'm gonna just
Pour that in your eye.
yeah.
Ooh, listen to your eye. Just drink that up.
Yeah. So and I do want to say, for our listeners,
Look, I brought this one. It's pina colada flavor. We're planning on releasing it for our Cinco de Mayo party.
I keep telling him it should be margaritas, but he really likes the pina colada
Just
song.
really pina
is it-
coladas.
like a love for precipitation, like you just like getting caught in the rain.
He
or
just
is it-
really hates yoga.
No, like Cinco de Mayo, they're always like just talking about pina coladas and drinking it up. So what better way to promote the product than on this
Okay,
day?
so it maybe missing
I
the
get
point.
that.
Okay, so
So is the pill flavored like that,
or just themed?
Yeah, like pina colada flavor. Everything that you just want in a pina colada. When you go down to Chili's on a Cinco de Mayo and you order your pina coladas and your
Yep.
Coronas, that's what it's supposed to taste like.
I don't think we're allowed to say
and
Corona.
does it?
It does to me. It should.
Okay, so we're
Okay,
Yeah.
I mean that's perfect.
okay. It is going to be hard to taste it, given that per the instructions we have both taken it in through the eye. But sorry for the listeners, you don't have taste buds. You don't have taste receptors in your eye. They are all in your mouth. Yeah.
But wait, why does Cinnamon Toast Crunch always say the taste you can see?
And see, this is one of the interesting mysteries that I think we've all sort of stumbled upon. And that, are you familiar with the Mandela Effect?
Yeah, that's that game with like the marbles or whatever, right?
Yeah, it's like if, let's say you had a marble that spelled Berenstein Bears with an E, and then you had another marble that spelled it with an A, and then you thought it was spelled one way, and then you realized it was spelled another way, and then you thought that you're in another timeline now. Do you get what I'm saying?
No, not at all. I just want to know why the Cinnamon Toast Crunch is the taste you can see if I don't really taste it with my eyeballs. I thought that was the whole point.
I think there might have been a previous reality that you had lived in where there were taste buds within a person's eye. And that is a remnant from that reality.
I understand, producer Cameron. You have to speak slow with him.
I would also say, like, I believe they've been sued for false advertising over that issue.
What? That's outrageous. Who would sue a bunch of kids?
No, it's frustrating. I know how many families have been impacted. Just that they'll talk about at the clinic, saying like, "Well, I kept eating the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and I'm pretty frustrated because I can't see the taste now. I do have diabetes." And it's getting worse, and I keep eating it. And I'm just trying to see the taste, and then I have to be the one to break it to them that you don't have taste buds in your eyes. You just can't. It's just that's not how it works. They're not there.
But that's just one of those things that people misremember. Like, people thought Nelson Mandela had already died in prison years prior, and then found out years later that he was still alive. Because these kind of like public miscommunications happen, Dr. London.
Wait, Nelson Mandela isn't he the guy from the Bruce Almighty movie? He played God, right?
Yeah. Oh no, that's Jim Carrey.
Oh. Well, hold on, Big K. Can we 100% of profits from this? If you sign off on it, they're gonna go to these poor kids who got sued, because this is injustice that we must fight.
As long as I get 10%.
Of 100.
No, 100% of proceeds. We need to fight this, and they
Then
can't
no.
sue a bunch of kids, brothers.
They
You
get
understand
90%.
this?
Okay, so
Well,
You know what? I want 20%.
If we're going to endorse this, we're going to get, I assume 10 off the top, right?
10 free products,
5.
right?
You don't negotiate here, Hop Hogan. This is my territory. 5.
well, let's before we talk money or percentages.
You want to talk
Let's
about the
finish our
kid who
evaluation.
tried to snort Cinnamon Toast Crunch and then squirted out his eye like that guy does with milk from the Guinness Book of World Records?
Yeah. Well, okay, so that did happen a lot
Yeah.
in the clinic. Kids would do that all the time, and it was once. It's just a thing where like, it becomes a medical issue,
Yeah.
and I get frustrated with the Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That's actually one of the leading causes of all the patients who come in asking for surgery, because once they find out that they can't taste with their eyes.
All of them, every single surgery you do is related to Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Not all of them, but enough that it's worth talking about.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I'm glad you were able to bring that to the show and bring that to everyone's attention, Dr. London.
But the thing, because they'll want taste buds in their eyes. That's what it comes down to. So they do ask for the surgery, and I try to help.
Yep.
You know. In any case, so as I'm, I do feel different. The supplement has had time to sort of work its way in, I think.
I feel very greasy all of a sudden, like very oily. Is that supposed to happen?
Well, yeah, it's like the bad toxin sweating its way out of your body as you go get a good pump on.
What about the pus that's coming from my eye?
It's just moisturizing your eye.
Because it seems a lot like a very remarkably fast infection. Like an infection shouldn't have been able to
Is
start
it yellow?
that fast. It's changing. It
if
was
it's-
yellow.
It's totally fine.
If
Trust
it's
me.
yellow, green, white, red, or blue, it's perfectly normal.
It's just party themed. You know what I'm saying?
Do you say it's normal because you mean normal as in typical for this product, or do you mean normal as in medically safe?
I mean it in both. You have so many questions.
Listen. One time I had a rainbow of colors coming out of my eyeballs. I felt great the next day. It was
Wow.
probably the best workout of my life, brothers.
And you were probably like sort of seeing these cool effects the whole time, right?
While I was really getting that pump in, I started to see, blue and oranges, and it felt like I was in a really 80s vibe movie. And I think that was attributed to such a great workout I had.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's incredible.
So, I guess for this product, I'm gonna have to say I'm not really feeling like this is medically safe. Most supplements don't give you an eye infection.
It's not an infection. It's an eye lubricant.
Yeah, they're just greasing up your eye, Dr. London.
I thought he was supposed to be smart.
Okay, so I'll also go ahead and say most supplements don't, lubricate your eyes. Most workout supplements.
Well, that's why this one's better than the rest.
Listen, Dr. Long John, do you ever actually work out? Do you know what supplements? Do you take supplements ever?
Yeah, I take them sometimes. The protein.
Protein. No, listen. The good stuff that us wrestlers use. You want to know how I got this real jacked? It's by using the supplements you don't go buy at your local GNC, brother. All right? It's totally safe. Trust me.
Okay, and so this is the trick though, because you're saying for me to trust you, but you are asking me to tell everyone else to trust me about your product. So do you see how
I made it. So you tell them that you trust me, and that should be enough.
I can't help but feel like there's some liability that will fall back on me to some extent. So I'm.
That's why I'm here to tell you everything he's saying is trustworthy.
Okay, another vouching for trust. It just seems like.
Listen, in this world today, okay, you got to just learn to trust each other. Because if we don't have trust, what else do we have?
We're giving you 5%.
So I think I'm gonna pass on this for now, at least. Maybe do some more clinical studies on it. Cameron, you're feeling with me on that, right?
Maybe you need to try the pina colada. Could you ship Dr. Lermden some pina colada pills?
Listen, I'll ship you pina colada, and I'll even make one of your choice if it's gonna help the cause.
For one thing, going forward, I think that any supplements you have, they should be oral supplements. They none of them should be injectable. None of them should go through your eye. I don't have a lot of products that need to be administered through the eye. So that's one big thing.
You're an oral kind of guy. Okay. I got you.
Yeah.
I once knew a girl that was like that.
Absolutely disgusting, Dr. London, that you would force this conversation to turn in that direction.
I mean, there's a lady present.
Okay,
I'm appalled, honestly.
I apologize. Okay, so you know what? Maybe this is a good time to switch over to our
Dr. London
chores.
loves Yoo-hoos, so if you get some that are Yoo-hoo flavored, I think he might be a little more convinced.
Wait, he'll put Yoo-hoo in his body and not our product?
Do you know what Yoo-hoo's made out of? It sits on shelves. That's fake milk, brother. That's not okay.
Well, what is your that does bring us to what is your product made from?
I mean, it's made from a lot of different stuff. Okay, I don't have that kind of time right now. I trust.
Could you name one of the things?
Oh, one of the things.
Well, it'll take us about 20 minutes to list all the
Yeah.
ingredients.
Could you name 5
I'll
of
send
them?
you a list.
Just 5 of them, because there's so many.
I mean,
There's Pizza Rat. There's high
Okay.
fructose corn syrup.
Okay,
There's
hold
Yellow
on, hold
Five.
on.
there's a
hold
little
on.
maple syrup in there for good taste.
When you say that there is Pizza Rat, do you mean that there is rat?
No, it's like
We
pizza
went to
rat.
New York.
You know.
And we gathered up all the rats that were eating pizza in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And we
Listen.
squeezed the juice from the pizza that they had drooled on and put it in there.
Listen. You're gonna eat M&Ms, which have like cockroach shells or beetle shells as the casings, but you're not gonna trust Pizza Rat. This gets you jacked, brother. That
There's
one
also
makes you
pina colada
fat,
in it.
one makes you swole. So I mean,
That is interesting. Hershey's makes those little turds that we all eat without questioning why are we eating these tiny little poops called kisses.
exactly.
And yet
Yeah.
we're so scared.
You're just
to
so
eat these
worried
pizza
about
rats.
this. Like, do you know what all these things that you put in your body do? Everything is just non-organic, brother. All right, listen to me. Who knows what they're putting on your salads?
New York has one of the best pizzas you can get.
Yeah, because of the water. And you
New
know
Yorkers
that
love
pizza
saying
rats
that.
eat
They drink
drinking
that water,
same
exactly.
water. Yeah.
They're probably
Wow.
eating the bagels too.
Wow.
So
Dr. Lynn, are you not tempted to change your mind about this?
you'd think so, but I might
Pizza
be
Rat.
more persuaded
Listen.
away from it.
High fructose corn syrup, yellow 15, maple syrup.
Yellow 5.
Oh, yellow 5, maple syrup, and was there a 5th one?
Pina colada.
colada flavor. You got to put a little of the pina colada in it, right? Like, I think you should listen to producer Comrade here. He's onto something. He seems like a really smart guy.
I'm going to have my secretary. My secretary is going to fax you a list of all the ingredients and a before and after picture of Malibu Hop Hogan, and that will change your mind, I promise you.
Listen, I can get you 2 seats to Wrestle Kingdom, all right? 2 seats, front row, brothers, if you put your name on this product.
That does sound kind of like I guess payment or bribe. I guess whichever. But
Oh,
No,
bribe.
we
No,
don't
no,
do
no.
bribes.
There was no bribing going on.
I just wanted to show
No.
my appreciation for you endorsing this product by showing you a good time, brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It was a gift in good faith.
And also, you're not like a politician or in any position of power. You're allowed to like take gifts from people who are trying to get your endorsement.
yeah, I get it's not illegal, this type of bribe. I'm definitely
It's
not
not
saying
a
You
bribe.
just,
Listen, it's not a
you just don't
bribe.
want to go.
Okay.
You
Strike that
just
from
don't.
the record.
Politicians take donations
Nobody said
from
bribe,
big
but you.
oil companies. Well, you're taking a donation of gifts for front row tickets to Wrestle Kingdom just for the
to-
product. Just think about it, okay? You don't have to answer
Just
now.
to think it over, Dr. London.
Okay.
It'll give you
no,
a better
I can
idea
think
of the
that-
product.
Yeah, and maybe just show me some clinical studies that really reinforce the legitimacy of it and the efficacy.
If we're in the front row, that means that Dr. London could potentially be hit in the head with a chair, which then might change his mind on this subject. You know what I'm
Exactly.
talking
Or you
about?
can get on TV,
I can
brother.
make that
And
happen.
people might start to come to your practice because they've seen you on TV.
Okay, we can make this work.
That's
We
how
can
I
make it
pick
work.
my doctors.
Is who's advertising during wrestling?
You could be like Dr. Oz.
No, right. Only doctors I see on TV do I use.
Dr. Phil, Dr. Oz, really respectable people, right? This could be you.
Okay. So it's I will, I guess, reconsider pending the new info. I guess maybe I just want to see some clinical stuff. I want to see some
Sure. We'll get you all that. Don't worry. We'll totally get
some
you all that, brother,
documentation.
all right? Just don't worry about that.
Nerd.
Yeah, double-blind, placebo-controlled.
Yeah, sure.
Randomized clinical trials. Okay, so we have these chores to do, and like I hate to keep bringing it back to this, especially when we have a celebrity on.
I just don't want to do it.
It's okay. We made good progress. So thank you for having us here.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it, brothers.
Yeah. Oh, but you can feel free to join in with us. We actually appreciate the help.
Oh yeah. Please, help us out. Do you want me to explain a little bit of what we're talking about here?
Yeah, if you would.
Okay, to our listeners who maybe are new, or maybe just checking in after a while, or maybe just peeking in, just doing a little peek in for the first time. To tell you the truth, Dr. London and I have been neglecting all of our duties for a really, really long time. We have this huge to-do list, this huge list of chores that have gone completely undone. We haven't done the dishes in forever. We haven't taken out the trash in forever. The pool drain
is flooded.
The pool drain is clogged with London's ankle goop. And just no one's taking care of it because we're busy. There's so many things that are going on. I had to watch that chess show on Netflix last fall.
Yeah.
And so...
And the live stream, you mean? The live stream chess game?
Yeah. And it was so good. But regardless, we created this fun chore wheel. So we put every single chore that we have to accomplish on this wheel, and every single week we spin it. Whatever it lands on, we have to do it no matter what.
All right. I can do this.
Yeah. And there's no take backsies. We have to actually do the chore. And I'm hoping that I know dishes are a big thing, but really the flooded basement to me is kind of the most pressing because the water is still rising.
Well, to me, with summer coming up, I want the pool working and not so clogged up with your ankle goop.
Yeah, no, and like I don't want to downplay how important that is, but at the same time, eventually the water is going to rise above the above the basement, and will take over.
It does sound like you're trying to downplay how thick your ankle goop is.
Not trying to downplay it, just saying like the order in which we approach the problem. In any case, hopefully this will land on one of those today.
Now, could our fun celebrity guest, would you spin the wheel for us?
Oh yeah, brother, I love spinning the wheel. I love The Price is Right.
All right, just give that bad boy a spin.
Oh no, it landed. Not this one.
I didn't want to do this one. What is it?
Okay, so, it said, plan out your TV spot, your commercial for the wrestling match. Which I guess it's fortunate that it happened to come up today.
That's a huge coincidence. Yeah.
Look, that I could do this in my sleep. All
okay,
right, brothers,
so
we got this.
I guess to start out.
Wait, who are we doing that advertisement for?
Well, it honestly, it doesn't say. I was thinking it'd be for us, but it could be for this product.
Well, I mean, we could combine forces here.
Okay, but to make it clear, we're not at the point of officially endorsing, but we can say that the Jock Talk podcast is considering endorsing the product.
Okay.
That's how we have to phrase it.
I'm okay with that. We'll give you 1% for that.
Oh,
we can
great.
do that.
Yes.
We can do that.
How long is the spot? Is it just like a 30-second?
No, it's a 40-minute spot.
It's a 40-minute spot? So it's like, okay, yeah. So this is like at 3:00 in the morning type of.
If I'm reading it right, I have to go over the contract again, but I think it's splitting up in the middle of a match.
Yeah.
I think that they started and then, basically we just lucked out. We got a really good spot right when everyone's watching. It's a Friday night thing. So
it's like 2 rounds in, yeah. It just kind of cuts to sort of our segment. Okay. Well, I mean, I think for the first 25 minutes of that, we can just do introductions.
Yeah, we can introduce each other to the camera.
Just hi. I can say my name, you can say your name.
Yeah.
We have our celebrity guest here with us.
Yeah. You really got to connect with the audience. We got to know.
So we can have Malibu Hop Hogan himself like to introduce us, and then we introduce him, and then we do it in all different combinations.
So that's easy. 20 minutes we can burn with that. We'll take.
I would say maybe the next 10. Let's talk about the Mandela Effect.
Yeah. Well, I don't.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't want to.
The other one that people always use is thinking that the Shaq movie Kazam was a Ice-T movie called Shazam or something like that.
I love Surreal Steel. That's a good movie.
That
You're
is,
right.
yep, that's it.
Yeah, and so what I'm thinking though is for the last, we're gonna need at least 10 minutes. I kind of want to cut into the Mandela Effect time to list the
I don't
side
know if you
effects.
have time for that because you also have to talk about Star Wars when you're talking about the Mandela Effect.
No, we don't have time. We got to press on to
Yeah,
it.
we could talk about the side effects of the Mandela Effect, which is like feeling how trippy the world is. Yeah.
Okay, because it's
Another one is Chick-fil-A. People insist Chick-fil-A didn't used to be spelled CHICK-FIL-A. And they say that's something that changed.
Look, you can't. They can just change. See, the whole problem with the government today is they just change stuff and they think we don't notice. But I promise you, brothers, we really notice. We really got to show this.
okay. See, you don't believe in the Mandela Effect, is what I'm hearing.
No, it's all a big made up government conspiracy to
I
get us
guess
to just
that
bend to the
will, making it into a discussion, an explanation followed by a discussion, would eat up some time in this commercial. I feel like it's, maybe a bit of a, I don't want to say a waste of money, but we got this spot, and to spend it just disagreeing about a concept that's pretty unrelated to the product you're advertising, it seems like it wouldn't be that helpful. But I guess, this is your product, and
trust me, it's gonna get the people going. I promise.
okay.
You.
So anyway, so that's great. So we'll end the last 10 minutes will be just focusing on listing side effects of the Mandela Effect.
No. We gotta promote the upcoming matches. We're doing it in the middle of a wrestling TV show. We gotta promote what's next.
Okay.
Okay, so let's spend the last
side effects are important.
Okay, maybe so the side effects, maybe we can split the frame into threes. So we have on the far left side is the side effects sort of scrolling up and being red.
That's the
You
simplest
only need
approach.
2 seconds for side effects. Side effects: get big muscles.
No,
Boom.
the side
That's
effects
it,
of the
brothers.
Mandela Effect.
So
We're not
The-
going to talk
the-
about the side effects of our product.
No,
unless
the
they want
Mandela
half
Effect
a
is
percent.
before. Mandela Effect is before this. A lot of there's a good 10-minute portion dedicated to that, and then the middle section on this 3-part split is the upcoming wrestling events, and then on the right side of the frame is I'm there with Dr. London asking questions like, "Hey, does Curious George have a tail? Did you know that he doesn't have a tail? And did you know that must mean that we're in an alternate reality and not that I'm just unobservant?"
yeah. Okay.
Wasn't
Yeah,
his last
Mandela
name
Effect.
Lurmden? I thought it was Dr. Lurmden. Now you're telling me it's Dr. London? We're having the Mandela Effect on this show right now. Wow.
My name is imported.
Dr. Lormdonge.
Oh, wait. How do you get a green card? Because I got a couple friends been really working on getting their green cards here so that we can get them in the wrestling ring.
It's a lot easier whenever most of your name isn't imported. So it's just the Lurmden part is imported. The rest is
Okay. You writing this down, Big K?
yeah. And to our
It's
listeners,
crazy how
I got it.
professional wrestling industries don't offer like temporary work visas. It's so weird that you have to get like a green card just to wrestle in this country.
We can't even get health insurance out here, okay, brother?
It's insane. This country is so backwards.
I'm working on changing that.
anyway, so I guess we figured it out, right? We've got the full ad spot figured out. First 20 minutes is just introductions. Next 10 minutes is explaining the Mandela Effect, side effects, and then
Yeah. Side
Really
effects of
want that
watching
1%,
wrestling,
yeah.
and really gonna be
Yeah.
big swole. We got you.
then
Yeah.
the last
Ten-
10 minutes is a split, 3-way split on the screen.
Yeah.
Side effects, future wrestling events, and then more Mandela Effect stuff.
Side effects. big
And
muscles,
then
yep.
yeah, maybe we list like so maybe we should split into 4, and the 4th one can be listing every service that our podcast is available on, so we're promoting the podcast.
Oh,
And
yeah,
there's
you gotta promote.
30,000 podcast apps. so you can just scroll through them.
And
You should also have the before and after picture of him on a little screen, like that. You remember that picture-in-picture?
Yeah,
that
I
we
used to be
have back
really
in, like, the
skinny,
90s?
but after taking,
Yeah.
oh my God, my
Yeah.
muscles.
But let's
Put his before and after picture in that picture-in-picture.
let's do it. Let's do that, but let's do it in the style of, because this is where you really bring in the viewers, the style of those DVD waiting screens where it's moving the whole time and you're waiting for it
Okay.
to hit the corner.
Oh, it's like Pong. Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and
so-
every time it hits the corner, you take a sip. Oh, that's good. Then we can market a drinking game to promote
Exactly.
this as well.
Take a sip of the protein every time it hits the corner. Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
There you go.
Dr. Long John.
All right, I'm going to
you
work
got
on this right now. I'm getting the contracts together.
All right. Okay. So I feel like we've really nailed this down. Maybe.
Okay, yeah, we just got to record it, by tomorrow afternoon. Again, it's so lucky that we got this chore today.
Oh yeah, because we've had this booked for so long.
So long. Well, we had it booked for last summer, and then it got delayed because of COVID.
Yeah.
Look, wrestling, it's just all meant to be, brothers. I believe in fate. And destiny has brought me here, brothers.
Destiny is his limo driver.
Yeah. The greatest, demonstration of fate is wrestling. So it's great to see how everything aligns in just the right way. All right. Well, I guess we do have to destroy the chore wheel because it's, every week it goes through this process and then it's all divided a certain way. We have new chores. We have old chores to get rid of. So if you could go ahead, Mr. Malibu Hop Hogan, would you drown the chore wheel?
Oh, absolutely,
we
brothers. My guest.
Yeah. So take it, and then you are gonna have to grab it and just sort of tighten around.
Just kind of like this.
Yeah. And
It's
so
it's gonna resist a little bit, but you just gotta
I got
push
this. See,
through.
this is my product right here, brothers. You ready?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
yeah, and
There you
under the
go.
water, good. Okay.
There it is. Okay.
So the chore wheel has been drowned, and so that means we're done with that segment. So I feel like we're actually at the end now. So thank you so much to Malibu Hop Hogan for coming on, and also to Agent Karen Gold Esquire for making sure everything is sort of legally within bounds. Could you tell us how our listeners can keep up with you after this, or with anything you're a fan of?
Yeah, brothers. So this is really dope podcast. Since we're on one, I love podcasts. They really get me in the mood before a match, and they're called Hops Geek News, right? They just talk everything from movies and comic books and TV shows and beer. Who doesn't love a good Coors Light, brothers? Only they
Whoa,
never
we
drink
don't talk
Coors
about
Light.
Coors Light. They talk about craft beer.
Yeah, craft beer. They
Hop
talk
Hogan.
about
Get it
your
together.
IPAs or whatever it is, brothers. So you can find them by searching Hops News on any platform, right, brothers? Even on YouTube. And I'm just telling you, it's my favorite thing.
Okay. And Agent Karen, do you have anything else to promote, or is it? I guess you're just representing.
I just stand in the background with my arms folded and yell at my secretary and tell her what to do. So that's
Okay.
about right. You can, find Hops Geek News. Just search Hops News, like he said, on any podcast platform and on YouTube and on Instagram and on Twitter. They're Geek Hops. And that's where you can find them. And they do not drink Coors Light. Well, some of them sometimes do.
Oh, I love a good Coors Light.
Wow, you're a big fan too. That's cool that you guys are both such big fans of this show.
Wow. Yeah. Fun coincidence.
It's a pretty damn good show. I'm not going to lie. It's the only thing Malibu Hop Hogan and I have in common.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, so thank you to our guests for coming on. Thank you to our producer Cameron. Thank you to Digital in the House.
Warning. Warning.
Warning, you're gonna get really buffed.
Warning.
You're gonna get really buffed.
Okay, this is why I'm here. All right, Hop Hogan, this is why I'm here. There's lots of warnings, and you take them as is. But you're gonna get swole, and you're gonna get big. And
Warning, you're gonna get really buffed.
there's lots of warnings.
Warning, you're gonna get really buffed.
There's lots of warnings.
Warning. You're gonna get really buffed.
There's lots of warnings.
Warning. You're gonna get really buffed.
There's lots of warnings. There's lots of warnings.
My name is Lauren Smith, and this has been the Jock Podcast.
See ya.